Have you ever wondered how some people get super rich? And do you think there's a formula to their success? Well, let's find out. Hello everyone, welcome back to InsightJunky, and today I'm going to tell you about Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is an investor, entrepreneur, author, and according to some sources, his net worth is over $500 million. And he has written a book called The Millionaire Booklet, How to Get Super Rich. Now before you dismiss this video as another get-rich-quick scheme, let me tell you a story about Grant that he shared with us in the book. Grant was at a charity event and everyone was giving as much as they could. People were donating with their time, their energy and their money, and after collecting all of the money, they were still $1 million short of their goal. And then suddenly one man got up from the crowd and wrote a check for $1 million. Everyone was ecstatic, and that's when Grant realized every person in the room would want to trade places with that guy. And see, this is the perception you need to have about getting rich. Getting rich doesn't mean buying a Lamborghini or a Rolex. Getting rich means that you can help other people and help yourself as well. And that's why Grant wrote this book. He wants all of us to become millionaires. Now, will everyone who reads this book become a millionaire? Of course not. But it won't be because these principles don't work. It will be because you might not work. Now, Grant actually gives us an 8-step process on how to get rich. I know these steps can be life-changing if you apply them in the correct way. I've applied them myself and I'm watching my finances grow every day. And I'm sure you'll notice the same if you start doing them as well. But before I begin, let me tell you something very fundamental that most people get wrong about getting rich. Most people think that you get rich by saving money, and that's why they're always closing all the lights and clipping coupons. Now there's nothing wrong with that, but if you think that saving an extra $2 every day will get you rich, then you are deluded. Grant tells us an interesting story. One day when he was a kid, his dad gave him a quarter, so he went to the store to buy something. Now on his way, he dropped the quarter in a manhole and he was not able to retrieve it. Grant was very sad about the loss, and then Grant's father told him that he shouldn't play with money. But then his grandfather said something that really hit home. He said, "Your problem is not that you lost the quarter, it's that it was your only quarter." You see, most people behave in that way. They save up some money and then they try to protect it for the rest of their lives. Instead, what you should focus on is to grow the money and multiply what you already have. Always remember, you need to be selective about where you get your advice from. If you get your financial advice from broke people who have never made any money in their lives, well, guess what? You're also going to be broke. So you need to take advice from people who actually have the results that you want in your life. Now before you say it, I'll say it myself. You might be thinking that if it's true, then why should I watch your video? Clearly you're not a millionaire. To which I would say, yes, but this video isn't just my advice. Everything I will tell you in this video comes from Grant's book, and I highly recommend that you get his book and read it yourself. With that being said, let's get into the 8-step formula for wealth. The millionaire decision. Step 1. To become a millionaire, you actually have to decide to become a millionaire. Now I know this sounds very simple, but this is really important. Getting rich has become a taboo in our society. If you tell someone you want to become rich, what do you think they will say? They'll say something like, "Oh, money doesn't buy happiness." Or they'll say, "Too much money can be a bad thing." These people don't want you to succeed. They don't even think that it's possible to become a millionaire. This is why you have to make a decision that you're going to be a millionaire. Tell it to yourself, say it out loud. Most people are sort of just hoping that they end up with a lot of money, which isn't just going to happen. You have to work a lot, and you won't be able to do that unless you make the decision that you want to be a millionaire. You'll have to lose your take no risk thinking. If you want to become a millionaire, you're going to have to take risks. There is no safe way of getting there, and if there was, then everybody would become a millionaire. So remember that you have to make the decision to become a millionaire. In fact, post a comment below saying that you have made the decision. Now step number 2 is millionaire math. This step is something that a lot of people miss. What is a million exactly? It's just a number. There's a 1 and then there are 6 zeros. This means that it's made up of smaller numbers, and if you add them all together, you'll end up with a million. So then all you need to do is break down the math. You can create a product that's worth $1,000 and sell it to 1,000 people and you'll be a millionaire. You can create something that's just for $1 and sell it to 1,000,000 people and again you'll be a millionaire. So you have to do the math. If your income right now is $100,000 and if you're able to save up all of it, then in 10 years you're going to be a millionaire. Now of course you won't be able to do that so easily, which is why we have the next step. Increase income, step 3. You have to set income targets, and it can be as simple as making an extra $3,000 per month. Don't worry right now at this stage about how you're going to make $1 million. Just focus on increasing your monthly income. If you can even increase $1,000 per month of your income, then that's one step closer to your goal. A lot of people complain at this point. They say things like, oh, I have a job, how can I increase my income? Well, you can get 2 jobs, or you could start working online, or you could work on the weekends, you could sell stuff on eBay, you could start driving for Uber. There are so many ways to increase your income nowadays in this day and age that it's stupid if you're not taking advantage of all of the opportunities. And when you're able to increase your income, your confidence will start to grow. You'll actually start to believe that you can become a millionaire. And this is very important because it will keep you looking for more ways to increase your income. Think about yourself as a business. Even if you're an employee, imagine that you are a business and that you are giving your services for a monthly fee to your employer. This way of thinking allows you to think out of the box. Now you're no longer thinking like an employee, and you'll be able to add more to your income. Step number 4, who's got my money? This is pretty simple. There's money in the world, and you want enough to be a millionaire, and you don't have that right now. So, who has your money? Who is your ideal customer? Remember this, you don't need money, you just need to connect with the people who have the money, and you need to make something that you can exchange with them in exchange for money. So for example, with this channel, if I want to grow my business, I will ask myself, who's got my money? And then it will be you, the audience. And then I'll have to think about what is it that I can create that will add value to your life and that you will give me money in return. It could be an online course, it could be personal coaching, but whatever it is, it has to be of value. I've heard a lot of people complain that they cannot do sales because they're an introvert. Well, let me just ask you this. Do you want to be an introvert or do you want to be poor? You decide. Step 5 is stay broke. Now this is an interesting step, and I think this is very crucial. Most people, when they make a little bit of money, they get too comfortable and then they get stuck. This is why you have to stay broke. Now this doesn't mean that you blow all of your money on cars and houses. This means that you put the money away. Maybe you invest it into the stock market, or maybe you buy some properties, or maybe you reinvest it in your business. If your money is just sitting around, it will get spent. So instead of spending it, you might as well put it to work. And apart from that, it has a very important psychological effect too. This forces you to keep working. This forces you to generate more revenue. Remember, being broke is not the same thing as being poor. Being broke is a financial condition, which means that you just don't have liquid cash at the moment. Being poor is a mindset. Save to invest. Don't save just to save. Step number 6. A lot of people do this. They just save money for a rainy day and then they never touch their savings. They just save to save. You should save to invest. If you're able to set aside $100,000, that means that you can invest it when the time is right. You can pay attention. If the housing market starts to collapse and houses are being sold for very cheap, then you will have the liquid cash to buy something. Saving money to invest makes sure that you're able to move with speed. Now, of course, you should be very sure about where you're going to invest. Read up on the thing that you're investing in and make sure that it is the right deal. But once you're able to make sure that it is, then you need to go all in. That is what will allow you to make the big plays that will lead to millions of dollars. Step number 7 is have multiple flows of income. This is the holy grail of making money and why the rich are able to keep getting richer even during financial meltdowns. You should add multiple flows of income, but you should only do this after you can rely on the first one to give you a consistent and reliable income. So let's say that I have a media company and I start getting clients and I do their media work and I get some more money. After a point, that will be stable, and only then will I start to create another source of income. Another thing that you should think about is that your second business should be related to the first one, so you can use your existing expertise and experience to help the second business, and that you don't have to abandon your first one. This way, both businesses can feed into each other and you'll keep making more and more money. Step number 8 is repeat, reinforce, and hyper-focus. On your journey, you'll have to give up a lot of things. The first sign that you'll see when you start to grow is that people will tell you that you're not spending time with them. People will tell you to not change. When this happens, you will have to change your environment and you will have to add new people in your life. You must stay positive and focus on growing. Keep repeating all of the above steps, and sooner or later you will get to where you want to be. Now, you might be thinking, can anyone do this? Well, I don't know, but if you're watching this video, this means that you believe deep in your heart that maybe you can get rich, which is more self-belief than 90% of the population, so you're already ahead. What you do with that is up to you. But you know what will never change? The fact that knowledge keeps making you richer. Something that helped me increase my finances was insight from books and mentors, and I believe that it can help you as well. So if you want more insight in your life, don't forget to click the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video, and thanks for watching.